Good evening and welcome to a special edition of the very best bits from Series 18 of Would I Lie to You? Joining Lee Mack tonight, Harry Hill, Jill Scott, Kish Jumbo, Legend, Tim Vine, Nabil Abdul Rashid and Kadina Cox. And joining David Mitchell tonight, Judy Love, Stacey Solomon, Sir Grayson Perry, Harriet Kemsley, Rosie Ramsey, Koji Radical and Josh Jones. First up, it's Harry.
When I was a doctor, I accidentally sent 2 patients for procedures they didn't need because I'd got their forms mixed up.
Oh, so each other's form?
The test that they needed, I put the wrong one on the wrong person.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Because, in fact, you've rather understated your crime, because not only did you give them tests...
Crime is a very strong word.
Well, I'll commute that to act of gross professional misconduct.
Yes. It was a very different time, David.
How long ago was this?
Well, I wasn't a doctor for long.
No. Probably for the best.
What kind of doctor were you?
I was a junior doctor. I would get patients ready for the operation and I would assist the surgeon with the operation.
What tests were they?
There were 2 patients and one required an X-ray of their neck.
Right.
And then the other one required a barium enema.
A what? What's a barium enema?
So that is where you squirt a radio-opaque dye into the anus, I'll say the word.
Were you like this as a doctor? I'll say the word. Anus.
One of them had a barium enema they didn't need, but also didn't have the neck X-ray they did need.
I then had to sort of correct that. So they ended up having 2 tests each instead of 1.
Well, hold on. Someone went in, right, for a neck X-ray and happily laid down and had an enema. Just because it said it on the sheet.
That is a hell of a blockage.
Yeah.
I never used the word happily.
How did they not question that? Did they not say...
Well, they wouldn't have understood a technical phrase like neck X-ray. They'd have no idea what that means.
The lady who required the neck X-ray and got the barium enema said to me she was impressed at how thorough I'd been.
Did it help, these extra tests? Did you find anything up this lady's bum or this man? That could have saved them in the future?
Now, fortunately, those were normal
So
tests.
neck lady had a perfectly healthy bottom, and bottom guy's neck was A-OK.
Did you, at any stage, come clean to these patient A and patient B?
Of course not.
All right, what are you thinking, then?
That's
Koji.
impossible, man. I can't go for a neck X-ray and get something in my bum. Crazy.
Stacey.
I couldn't tell you what it was like in those days.
No, exactly. Exactly, Stacey. It was a different time.
What year?
It was a different time.
What year?
This would have been 1988.
What was it like then?
It was a different time, you know. But yes, I think doctors carry a lot of authority.
Yeah. And who do you complain to? You know how difficult it is to get to see a doctor at all.
Yeah, they won't want to see you again if you just complain.
You don't want to be known as a pain in the arse or a pain in the neck, do you?
All right, so what are we going to say, David?
I think it could have happened, but equally...
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, honestly, I fear for people who grew up in that time.
If you two are both convinced it's a lie, I won't overrule you, because it definitely might be a lie.
All right, then. So, Harry, was it true or was it a lie?
It was... true.
Yes, it's true. Harry did send 2 patients for procedures they didn't need. Matt, you're next.
OK. Sorry.
That's just my ritual. I'm just trying to build. I'm trying to build the anticipation. Whenever I eat a banana, I eat everything. Including the skin.
David's team.
Oh, that's a good one.
So why do you do that?
A number of reasons. Firstly, easier. How much time do you spend peeling a banana? What do you say on average? I'm literally saving hours of time a year while you morons are peeling bananas. I'm out.
I take your point.
So that's reason
it's
one.
a time saver.
Reason one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reason two, there are so many health benefits to eating a banana skin.
Like what?
Skin health.
And also afterwards, you don't slip on it.
So banana skins are
Kidney
good
health.
for human skin.
There's all kinds of nutrients, fibre, loads of good stuff in there.
Which end do you prefer?
The non-stalk end,
The
obviously.
classic chat-up line of Rob Brydon, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean,
You'll have to excuse my friend, he's not been speed dating before.
so you've used this then as part of your regime.
Yes.
This is part of how you've got a better body than Lee.
Better for what, though? I mean, try joining a darts team looking like that, mate. No chance.
Can I ask you as well, were you doing press-ups and bicep curls literally seconds before you came out here? Or is that you in a
I'm
relaxed
just a very
state?
vascular guy, yeah. No, it's just me in a relaxed state.
Vascular.
Nice.
It's a strong look.
Thanks, mate.
Are you flirting, Rob?
A little bit.
It's working, Rob.
What have you eaten today?
So, Rob, let's start at breakfast.
Cornflakes and the box.
I had a protein shake comprising of 2 scoops of protein.
Protein like from a lab? or
It's
protein?
a whey protein. It's a powdered form.
So you have a whey protein-based shake
Yeah.
for...
Does this pertain to the banana skin consuming? I'm thinking we're
We
going
want
way
an
off.
overall picture, and I'll thank you just to answer our questions, not question. It's your first time on the show, Matt.
that's my bad,
You're very
yeah.
sure of yourself, but you'll play the game our way or no way at all.
No whey-based protein at all?
Yeah, you see, that's the sort of stuff we do. So,
Hang on, and me, you just pointed at you. Can I be in the gang as well?
I want to know how it comes out the other end.
You don't think it comes back together as a whole banana?
you must give it a good chew, I imagine.
Yes. Although over time, my swallowing mechanism has developed to allow me to swallow bigger chunks of banana
Me
skin.
too, me too.
It's time to take a guess. Truth
Okay.
or lie?
What do you think?
I think it's true.
You think it's a lie?
Who's eating a banana with the skin on?
True.
You thinking it's true? OK. Matt, was it true or was it a lie?
You'll be glad to know, David, that it was in fact a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Matt does not eat banana skins. Judy.
As a schoolgirl, I got a free can of Coke every day from my newsagent in exchange for keeping quiet about his affair.
Lee's team.
How old are you?
I was 12,
And this happened for how long?
maybe for about a year or so,
How did you know about the affair?
because I walked in on them.
What were they doing?
Something that they shouldn't be doing.
Bit of a pick and mix.
Well, he was picking and she was mixing.
What did you see them do? Yeah, they were getting amorous, were they?
Gosh. Right, so went in and the door, because it was a post office as well, was open. And because we know him, I peeped round and somebody was on their knees.
Oh, God.
Have they dropped a contact lens?
Or they were simply praying for forgiveness?
Yeah.
That's not how you lick a stamp.
He went, oh, they all kind of like made noise, and I kind of, I was just checking if he was all right. So I was just checking if he was all right.
What did he say?
And he was like,
Oh, yeah,
can't do
I'm
it.
fine.
Yeah.
Did you know who she was?
Yes.
She was a member of the local community.
She definitely was part of the community.
Was she married?
Yes.
So they were both married?
Yeah.
Not to each other?
No.
At what point did you have the actual deal where you said, I need to be paid with cola?
Right, so I didn't go in for a couple of days. But back in those days, they had... Do you remember the jelly sweets that was a watch?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I loved those sweets, and that was the only one that ever did it. So after 2 days, I was like, you know what? I'm going back in there. And then he was like, oh, no, take some more. You can have some more. And I was like, you never give anything free. So I said, can I have a cola as well? And he was like, OK. And I was like, OK.
So
and
at
then
no stage did he say to you, don't tell anyone? It was all just done with looks and stuff?
I went back again. He gave me more sweets. I said, can I get a cola? And once I realised he was going to give it to me every time I went in...
You realised you were on for it? So, in a way, by you talking about this on national television, you've reneged on the deal.
Well, I haven't said their name, and I haven't said where I lived at the time.
Where did you live at the time?
How long did the fizzy drink deal go on for?
Oh, that went on for time until... I'd definitely say at least...
Last week.
Still get them delivered to my house now.
What do you think, Tim? I don't mean in general, I mean about this.
Yes. I think it's true because your description of the sort of looks backwards and forwards and it rings true to me.
I'll go with whatever you think. I'm not sure.
Are you 51% even towards one or the other?
Oh, I see what you mean.
You'd have to be sure,
Is that
but...
part of the game, or do you just not want to decide?
I don't like deciding.
OK.
Because I like someone to blame.
OK.
There's no right and wrong answers.
Well, I mean, yeah, there are.
I'm going to say true.
True.
OK.
We'll say true.
They're saying true. Judy, it was a while ago. It was shocking.
Very.
But was it true?
It definitely was a lie.
It's a lie. Judy wasn't bribed by her newsagent. Jill, you're next.
OK, here we go. I was sick into the FA Cup.
Oh, yeah. David's team.
Were you?
For the love of God, say yes.
I actually was.
That's a very good follow-up question. Under what circumstances?
So, basically, we just won the FA Cup, and then people do that thing where they pour the champagne into the FA Cup.
Who is we, Jill?
Manchester City.
Manchester City,
yeah,
right,
Manchester
okay.
City. I take a sip of this champagne stuff, and I brought it back up into the FA Cup.
Did they sing a song like, we like to drink with Jill?
Because Jill is on me. And when we drink with Jill, she dances a drinking 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, yeah!
And then
Yeah, and then I was sick, yeah. Are we the only two that go out?
Yeah, I've never heard that song.
That's also new to me.
I've never heard that in my life.
But you know what the worst thing was?
The person who got the second swig.
I didn't tell the girls.
Oh.
I know, because then they were passing it round.
This wasn't a full vomit. This was
No.
more like a short-term regurgitation.
Yeah, but I was a bit sick.
did it go down the wrong hole?
No, it definitely went down the right hole.
I think the part that makes me suspicious is I believe Jill was a really nice person and she'd be like, oh, I've just puked in that.
Is that your definition of a nice person?
What do you reckon, Koji?
I reckon you did it.
It's like the end of EastEnders.
You think lie? So it's up to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon that's true.
Jill, was it true? They think it was, or was it a lie?
So it was a lie.
Yes, it was a lie. Jill wasn't sick into the FA Cup. It's Nabil.
I once climbed into a crocodile enclosure because I wanted to get a closer look.
David's team.
When did you do this, and where did you do this?
When I was little in Nigeria, it was a crocodile-themed restaurant.
Was crocodile on the menu?
I think so, yeah, I can't remember.
It's the restaurant's gimmick that there's a crocodile enclosure with real crocodiles, and you can watch the crocodiles as you dine.
Yes.
On crocodiles.
How easy was it to get into the crocodile?
I mean, at that time in Nigeria, we didn't have health and safety. We had the concept of common sense. So, for example, if there was like a street next to a river, there wasn't a fence and a sign saying caution, river next to street. Because the Nigerian philosophy is that if you can see the sign, you can probably see the river. I hopped over the fence because I wanted to look at them because I just thought they were cute and friendly and stuff. And I got close to one and they just like came at me. And luckily for me, I didn't know. I just found out by accident. But they're fast running in a straight line. But if you take a corner, it's hard for them to kind of like...
Yes. You're meant to run away from crocodiles in zigzags.
Yeah,
I didn't know that at the time. I was running straight, but he was gaining on me. I was running, and then I just like took a corner and hopped the fence.
And what sort of state were you in?
What do you think?
What, terrifying?
Have you been chased by an animal before? Anybody?
I've been attacked by a crocodile.
Yeah, there you go.
When were you attacked by a crocodile?
We were in a Louisiana swamp. We were rescuing crocodiles.
Will they not have been alligators?
Alligators.
Oh, well, I don't want to hear about it then. It's totally irrelevant.
I got chased by an ostrich as well.
No way.
Yeah, in a police officer's house. He's quite a well-to-do police officer.
Okay.
Because they take pride. No. He had a lot of exotic stuff in his house, and one of the things he had was an ostrich. I got too close to one, and I was laughing at it because it was doing, I don't know whether it was a mating dance or a challenge. Like a... I kind of ended up doing the dance back. That probably wasn't a good idea.
And it chased you?
Yeah.
Sorry, who did you say you was with? Who was looking after you?
On which occasion? The policeman's house, or the ostrich, or the restaurant and the crocodile?
Well, I mean, I'd like to know both, really.
So, my parents practiced free-range parenting. Although that being said, I was more scared of my mom than I was of the crocodile.
So, what are you going to say? What are you thinking, Lucy?
I think it's true. I was listening to it like it was a real story. I forgot, actually, we were playing a game.
Fran?
I think it's true because you haven't embellished it any further. You've kept with the story.
He has, in the sense that he's added an extra story of being chased by an ostrich.
Maybe he jumped to that truth story because he needed a break from telling a lie.
Exactly, yeah.
Maybe.
Then why didn't he tell the show's researchers about being chased by an ostrich? That would have been equally interesting, particularly at the huge private zoo of a corrupt police officer.
What are you going to say?
I do
You have
not
to make a
know.
decision, David.
True.
You're saying that it's true. Nabil, was that true, or was that a lie?
It's not true. It's not true.
Which one is it?
What? It's too late, but I sense now it's not true. I have that feeling.
It's not too late. You can change if you want to.
Go on, then. You had a feeling then.
There was a smile the way he was smiling.
He
was smiling like, I've got him.
I don't know if it's true or a lie, but if you now get this right because he's got you want to change your mind, I'll be livid.
OK, I'm going... Lie.
You're saying it's a lie.
I think so.
Nabil, was it a lie or was it true?
It's true.
It's true. Nabil did climb into a crocodile enclosure. Harriet, you're next.
Once, while camping, I lost my tent, then took desperate measures to find somewhere else to stay.
Right, Lee's team.
Define desperate measures.
That was said like a lawyer in an LA.
Where are we, Harriet?
Newquay.
Newquay.
Oh,
when was
Cornwall.
this?
It was when I was 17, which is...
Is it written up there?
So it's the early 2000s.
So you're in a campsite. Who are you with?
2 girls.
What are they called?
Their names were Sam and Susan.
How many tents have you got?
1 tent.
Between the 3 of you?
Yes.
Is it a 3-woman tent?
No, 2-man.
Come on. Hashtag everyday sexism. So it's a 2-man tent.
Yes.
But you were trying to squash in.
Yes.
Right.
We went to put it up and then we realised we didn't know how to put up a tent. So then we went to go get some food to have energy to make the tent. But then...
Well, then you weren't lacking in energy, you were lacking in knowledge.
Then we came back.
Yes.
But then the tent was gone. So now we have nowhere to stay because we didn't have any money as well.
Whoa, what do you mean you got no money? You're on holiday.
Well, no, because we were only going for, like, 1 night. And then we saw a sign.
And it said?
Bikini Beach Babe competition. The prize was £100. And so Susan
Sorry,
said...
can I just check something?
Yes.
Did this happen, or did you watch a Carry On film? So you've now decided this is your way to get some money?
Well, then the guy came out, and then he was like, there's only one other entrant, so our
What a
odds
charmer
were
he
good.
was! You might win this, because there's only one other girl, isn't it?
Then we go in, and we're a bit nervous, but then we meet the other entrant. She's a professional.
A professional what? She could be a lady of the night, she could be a plumber. What is she?
She's a professional beach babe. We're not even semi-professional. But our odds are good, because there's 3 of us.
There's 3 of you and 1 of her.
So, it's about to begin.
There's a crowd of men, and they're all cheering.
Is it just men?
It's just men.
Oh.
Yes.
What were the men? What were the look on their face? See David's look on his face then. Is it that sort of look?
No, that's panic. That was my look. That was what I had. Sheer panic. Yes.
Could you teach David to give the face of the look that the men were giving?
Like...
So, David, give it... Yes.
I'm getting flashbacks.
Did you do a catwalk type thing?
Yeah, a little bit of catwalk. Yeah, a little catwalk. But the professional, she had a chair.
Oh,
she brought her
like
own
flash
chair.
dance.
Yeah.
Oh, a chair to dance, you didn't just sit there. I'm a professional, I haven't got time for this. I just sit there. Judge me, £100, I'm off. It's Penzance tomorrow.
Can we ask now who won?
Well...
The professional.
Yeah. Then we had to find somewhere to stay, but we didn't have a tent, so...
So, in many ways, the situation is unchanged.
So then a guy, he was like, oh, you can stay in my van.
Oh, my God.
Then we slept for a bit.
So why don't you sleep in your car?
Yes.
Good question.
There was more space than I had a Renault Clio, and so we could have a proper sleep.
Right. Yeah. So has it finished, or did anything else happen?
Then we had a lovely day in Newquay, and then I drove back.
And that's it?
Yeah, on the way back, I was driving, and then I was like, oh, there's a stag in the road. And then Susan said, I can't see a stag. And I'd imagined stag.
Well, what do you mean? I don't think in the history of this show has an added bit ever been more worthless. Oh, one more thing. I thought I saw a stag, but I didn't.
So what do we think?
You have that as a bonus.
Right, Kadina, what do you make of it?
I think it's a lie.
You're not having it?
No.
What about you, Ivo?
I've had a lovely time. I think it's a lie.
Lee Mack?
To have invented a story like that would require genius. So I think it's true. But I'm all about democracy.
Yeah.
So I will go with my team.
OK. They think it's a lie, Harriet. Was it, or was it true?
It is true.
It's true. Harriet did take desperate measures when she lost her tent. It's Tim.
Aside from Mr. McKee, who taught PE, 3 other teachers at my school taught subjects that rhymed with their surnames.
David's team. OK, so Mr McKee taught PE.
Yes.
Who else?
Mr.
I'm having a cough, genuinely having a coughing fit.
Mr. Katz.
Wait, are you ready? Okay, I'm better now, thank you. Carry on, Tim.
Mr. Katz.
Oh, good God. Good God. If you say Mr. Meography, forget it.
Mr. Katz.
Mr. Missile and Technology.
Mr. Katz. K-A-T-H. Mr. Katz.
Yeah.
And Mr. Hench. French.
Mr Hench, Mr Caths, and who else?
It was a little bit tenuous, the third one. It was a bit of a joke amongst us. So it was Mr. Hort taught sport.
You got PE in sports?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, PE was something that happened in lesson time, and then sports was something that we did, obviously.
But what did Mr
around about 4
Hort
o'clock.
teach?
It might have been what was called loosely then science, so it would have been... You know,
Surely that was Mr. Bryant's.
No.
Do you have any at your school, Lee?
Just the headmaster, Mr. Morstel.
Well, what do you think, Judy?
I don't know. He's always got this face that makes you feel like he's telling the truth. Like, just the most simplest things where you'd be like...
He's got a simple face, I agree.
What we've got to imagine, it's not true, and what Tim has had to do is turn over the card and quickly-ish make up 3 rhyming names of teachers. Do we believe he could have come up with that?
He's a very
in the
quick
time?
He's a very
person.
quick... Yeah,
What would you have come up with? Give me 4 teachers whose names at your school rhymed with subject. Go.
Mr. Starmer. He teaches
He did drama.
Mrs. Panish.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Bleak taught Greek.
Yeah.
Mr. Gratin taught Latin.
This is fun, isn't it?
Yeah, let's just do this.
So what's it going to be, David?
Just one more question. Tim, can you name a teacher whose name didn't rhyme with the subject they taught?
Yeah, Mr. Schwartz, and he was...
He could have done sports.
No,
Do you know we'd have taken Schwartz and sport?
Come on, it's time to decide.
Lie.
All right, Tim, they think it's a lie. Was it, or was that the truth?
It was actually a lie.
It's a lie. They were not the names of Tim's teachers. Well, that's all we have time for on this special edition of Would I Lie to You. Thanks very much for watching. Good night.